あの船は。
ユニオンの空母ね。もしかしてあいつが。
間違いない。あの船こそ私たちユニオンの最強空母。
灰色の亡霊、大いなるいい。
そうか、貴様が。
Let me show you my secret weapon. Respect the great Landy!
エンゲージ。行くぞ。
Hey everybody, I'm Cafe Kaz, and today we're doing a very, very special debut for my newest waifu, Landy. Alright chat, hey, go ahead and say hi to the YouTube channel. Hey, this is going to be a banger. Now, I am running a completely different build from everybody else because everybody else is trying to build her super, super bulky. Now, while I think that she is a bruiser, I think that you need a little bit more damage, and by a little bit more damage, I mean 301 critical hit damage. Now, we did get a little bit of extra copies of Landy, so we do have a self-imprint. I have her fully reforged on speed immunity set, enough speed to keep rotating turns, enough bulk to hopefully survive, and I'm running her on the Cerise artifact, Guiding Light. Now, I know not everybody has it, but I think it adds a little bit of protection to her kit. Maybe when we fully max it out, get that 70% chance to go into stealth, and just so you know, if you are in stealth, you take 50% reduced damage from AoE, so I think it'll help her rotate and survive a little bit better. Now, for Landy, what I want to do is I want to make her my new first pick, and my reasoning is that me choosing SSB all the time is kind of toxic. I'm not gonna lie, okay? Because they just pick Rowana, and if I ban Rowana, they pick ML Tywin. So we're gonna see if she's the best DPS that can fit into a control comp, that can help to rotate turns, that can help boost everybody's combat readiness with her skill 3, that can build up attack while everybody is locked down, and then hopefully one-shot them to Kingdom Come. Now, let's hop right into it. Okay, so we're versus Chaotic this time. Now the question is, do we need to ban RB versus Chaotic? I think the answer is yes anyway. So I'm gonna try out the first banning Arbiter Vildred here. Pick him. I don't want to first pick RB is the problem, right? Or pick RB to force the counter pick. So I know Chaotic is very, very slow and that everything that he has is on counter. So he banned my Faithless Litica here, which is a little bit of a problem for me. But I'm going to go ahead and pick Landy, and I'm going to pick Benevolent Roman as well. Let's get started.
I will guide you through the light. I'll show you who's in charge.
So he picks these out. That's perfectly fine. I don't know if I want to show that I want to try to control him here yet. I think that I do need to add another damage dealer though, so I will go ahead and pick my Mui here. Even though she's not a speed contest unit, and I think what I want is Remnant Violet as my alternate damage dealer, just because I don't want him to pick up the Remnant Violet, and it kind of does force his Falconer Clary S3 in a direction. So he ends up picking Champion Zerato as well, which is perfectly fine. And the question is, what else does he add to this comp in order to stop us, right? And picks Montmorency. Interesting. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to add a bit more damage to my comp. Yo, Luco, thanks for the T1, dude. I'm going to add more damage in Seaside Bologna to my comp, and I'm going to go ahead and ban this out. And at this point, I should be fine. Because now he's out of damage, he did ban out my Remnant Violet. I do have attack buff on my team as well, and we should be good to go. Now, it is going to be slightly contingent on what Broman does land here.
Now it's my turn.
So I am able to strip here. And the thing is, his Momo is very slow as well. Very, very nice amount of stuns. I am going to pop off an S2 here. And we do stun the Lilius as well, which is very nice. Hey, thanks for the Twitch Prime, dude. I appreciate that. He decides to S3. So this is a little bit better for us because we will get a CR push here as well. And he shouldn't be able to cleanse off all of these debuffs. I am at 100%, so this will be the max damage. The unfortunate part is that it is into anti-crit, obviously. And what I'm going to try to do here is I'm going to try to land more debuffs down. I do miss on the Falconer Flurry, but I do land Unhealable, Unbuffable onto the Lilius, which is the biggest threat for my team. If she does not S2 here... She decided to heal her, which I think is the incorrect decision, right? Oh, no, it's fine. He's going to bury her here. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and hit the Falconer Flurry. I do get the pushback here. And I can go ahead and strip some buffs off, give myself attack buff as well. And the nice thing that I like about Landy inside of like a CR manipulation comp is that your main goal is to rotate turns and gain turn advantage, right? So right now, I'm already fully loaded again on my Landy. I think I'm going to soul burn the S1 here, just so that I can try to go for a good debuff. I do land the defense break on here. He doesn't have a way to cleanse that just yet unless his Momo procs. So I will be able to land heavy damage into her. And the question is what he goes for here. Do you go for the SSB or do you go for my Landy? It'd be really weird if he decided to focus out Landy here. But if not, she will be able to S3. He goes for my Landy, respecting the great Landy. Unfortunate. But I will be able to land some good damage into him here. And I do execute the Falconer Flurry, and I get the Guiding Light as well. So now I'm stealth. I do have defense break, but he would have to S3 here, and he quits on out. Look at that, because he couldn't pull into her. Okay, very, very nice. Okay, so we're versus Disgrace. I am going to pre-ban the Arbiter Vildred here. Yo, thanks for the T1 sub. I appreciate that. We'll have 5 more minutes here. So I think the Arbiter Vildred pre-ban is really, really nice. Yeah, her own artifact is only extra CR push on AoE, and then a chance to greater attack buff, but I feel like the greater attack buff is such a low chance, and it doesn't have a natural chance either to proc, right? So that's part of the problem. So I am going to go ahead and choose my Landy here. He chooses Fallen Cecilia, which is fine for me, because I'm just going to choose Benevolent Roman, right? Like, that doesn't really make a difference for me. And then I think what I'm going to do from here is I'm going to choose my Mui, because I don't want to select my other damage dealer yet. And I think Mui is a little bit more versatile than picking another option, right? Because she does give attack buff as well. Yeah, you have to have a ton of buffs for it to be that high of a chance. Now, he is kind of inside of a draft where I will be able to control him. His last pick is still open here, which is a little bit of a problem for us. But I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to pick my Tenebria. So I think picking Tenebria here is fine. And I'm going to go ahead and pick my Seaside Bellona. And that's the thing, right? When Bellona's this late in the draft, she's a lot harder to deal with, right? Because when I would first pick Bellona, everybody would just go ahead and first pick Rowana, right? Which opens up the entirety of the rest of their draft. Now, this is not a hard counter to control here, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to ban this out. And he bans out my Tenebria, which I think is fine. I'm going to put Landy in the top slot here again. What did I miss? We're trying out Landy as a first picker while banning Arbiter Vildred. So right now I can go ahead and silence them. Now we really do just want to land our strips here. So we do land our strips. We land 2 very important silences. I think that these are the most annoying third skills that they have. And I do have an extra strip if he does get up the immunity. Now I do land a stun on the Tempest Servant as well. So he will get a horse off here. And this shield should protect him from my SSB's bat back, right? Now, he's also buffing himself, which is going to boost my CR as well. So I bat back here. And I should be able to pummel this into non-existence. The only problem is here is that I did get provoked by the Fallen Cecilia on my Mui. Now, I did Guiding Light as well. I'm gonna go ahead and S3 though. Because I think I will be able to survive this onslaught here. But yeah, that's the only unfortunate part. Maybe I should have held my S3. Do you think? And the question is, does my speed buff... It does! My speed buff allows me to cut from the S3, and I execute the Tempest Surin. Very, very nice. And I am still in Guiding Light Stealth, so nothing he has can target me here. Very, very nice. Yeah, that's that speed rotation. Now, I have AoE'd a lot, but I don't think that I gave him back his horse. He does have his horse again. This is kind of bad. So he will horse again, but I should be fine. I am inside his stealth. It will not kill me. Gets another horse. These two die. I get to keep my damage dealers, and Landy should have her S3 loaded again. I am going to soul burn this S3, so I do get a bit of extra damage. What's my guiding light at? It's at plus 18. Now, the only problem here is we are going to have a tough time dealing with the Crow. But we can just single target him down. Hopefully, I am able to survive here. He should not be able to execute us here. We are very tanky as well. And we're not really going to proc him. And I'm just going to continue to rotate my turns. I have speed buff. And bam. This should execute him here. Very nice! Landy rotating turns. Stealth helps her survive a lot. Yeah, the stealth helps a lot. Stealth helps a lot for Landy. Okay, we'll do one more. Okay, we'll ban out Arbiter Vildred. So, the question is this guy trying to cleave? He banned out Fallen Cecilia. He decides to first pick Ruel. Okay, this is actually very good for me because I'm going to pick my Landy and my Faithless Lytica here. And since Fallen Cecilia is banned, he doesn't really have an extra, you know, counter off here. He decides to pick out Cerise here, which is fine. I don't really mind that here. And he decides to pick Seaside Bologna as well. I think what I'm going to do here is as my alternate damage dealer, I'm going to go ahead and pick Last Rider Crow. And I'm going to pick Mui as well. So we have a very green draft. And I think for last pick, I'll either pick Falconer Clury or another green DPS. Now, the only problem here with this unit is that I might not have enough damage to clap him out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick my Alencia here as well. It looks like he will be banning out the Last Rider Crow, which is fine. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to ban his Crow out because I don't want to get horsed. Actually, would this be fine? It's the better option here. I think I ban this, actually. I think I ban this. He decides to ban my strip, that's fine. And we're going to go for it. So he does have to S3 turn 1, which is fine. But I do have a lot of broccoli units. The broccoli in me is very, very strong. From here, I am going to get my attack buff. And I'm going to skill 1 into the Seaside Bologna. Hopefully we do land defense break here. Because we didn't, now I want my defense buff, but it's a bit too late. And I think I'm going to S1 here as well. No, I should S3. Yeah, I'm going to lay a little bit more damage in S3. Oh my gosh, it did so much damage to this Crow. He can horse. Immunity roll, no effect res. Yeah. So he does horse my Mui. Which is smart for him, so now I can't CC him next turn. Did so much damage to that Crow. What I'm going to do is I'm going to skill 3 with my horse here. Unfortunately, I can't gain speed buff here, but this immunity will help me out. And it's going to kind of be the Broccoli Warriors versus this water team. He does double crit into me. And the question is what his SSB does here. I do have speed buff, though, which is really, really nice. He does crit me again, which is fine. I'm not upset. I'm gonna execute this, though. I do get my guiding light. I need him not to crit me. Dude, I need him not to crit me so bad. Classic SSV critting broccoli. Yeah, dude. Yes, SSV hits very hard. So the other thing is here, is that since he revived that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put up my defense buff here. Oh, you meant my Landy. Oh, I see, I see. I am going to put up my defense buff here. And that does execute the Crow as well, stopping his defense buff from coming out. He finally misses into me while I have my stealth. And I should have... Oh, I don't have horse loaded. He has stealth! I'm gonna get it. I hit this. No, it's not enough. It's not enough. I'm gonna hit into this. Give me stealth. I don't get it. He's gonna execute my Landy here. And he dual attacks into my Landy. No! My Landy! It's doomed, chat. It's so doomed. Okay, I do have speed buff here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna soften up the Ruel. This bat back happens here. Finally missed. Okay, and now I have speed buff, so I do take my turn here. I'm gonna soul burn this. And my Crow carries it out in the end. I do have immunity, so he can't do anything to me. It is 2 turns, so her skill 3 does not counter it. Hey, and that's the game. I think that she did pretty well for a debut. I really like the higher damage builds, and even now, I don't even have many Molagoras invested into her, so she'll only get better from here. Now, I know that not everybody's going to have Guiding Light, which is a little bit unfortunate, but I think that somebody in the chat suggested Proof of Valor as an alternative. I think that it could work as a damage mitigation artifact, but it just won't be as good as having Guiding Light for the people that weren't able to get it off of Cerise's banner. I think that Landy has a lot of potential. She does spam a lot of AoE, but she does need to fear SSB because we all know, as in that last battle, SSB is element neutral, so she can smack you up, but I think Guiding Light adding that extra damage mitigation, helping you hide away from the Crows and things like that, will be very, very good for her. So I'm going to give Landy a solid 8 out of 10. I think 8 out of 10 would be good. The potential is there for her to do very well. I think that you need to ban Arbiter Vildred, though, because Arbiter Vildred smacks her in the face, but... While I do agree that she needs a little bit more survivability, I like her a lot, and I'll be using her a lot more in the future. So, feel free to say goodbye to the YouTube channel, guys. Feel free to say goodbye. And as always, this has been Cafe Kaz, and thanks for watching.